What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense, and I got all the information about RHOA. Like the video as the intro plays, because we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense. I want to make it make one.
Big moves. Surfer. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you see. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
I remember when Candy Hair used to look like this. I fly above. I fly above. I fly. No, that want you? No, I fly above.
Okay, so if you're an RHOA fan, then you already know who Kenya is. But the person in question is Britt. Britt. Let's just say, she's very pretty. She is in insurance. I don't know how, demure she is. This is her with her husband. We didn't really know anything about her, and that's the norm. They kind of announced that she would be on the show, and it was a different type of cast. A lot of people felt like the new cast was more Love and Hip Hop than it was, Bravo, but doesn't matter. She is actually a housewife. Now, what I'm hearing is the rumors about the Pow Pow were true. Apparently, there was some type of friction between Kenya and the newbies, which is normal. I mean, you expect it. It is RHOA. We're gonna get a few things like
You need to shut your mouth, Portia, because if it's not a dick in it, you don't even know what you're saying.
Oh, girl.
Anyway,
Please.
those are the things that we expect. What you don't necessarily expect is a conversation like, I keep a Glock on my waist for bees like you. That's actually what I'm hearing happened. So in one scene, allegedly, Britt tells Kenya, I keep a Glock on my waist for bees like you. You don't know about me. And so Kenya, well, let me be serious first. Kenya actually felt threatened, and I had to think about it. Whether you show somebody what you have on your waist or not, anytime that you are threatening physical violence with an actual weapon, i.e., Mariah breaking that glass, or anybody telling you I have a pow pow, Croy showing up to the reunion with a pow pow, all of these things in the scope of a set where people are filming a reality show is a no-go. If you remember, Mona Scott tried to do a Houston Love and Hip Hop, and in the very first scene, people brought pow pows, and that show was scrapped immediately. So that part is very true. And from what I'm hearing, Kenya did go to the higher ups and report it. Kenya did not feel as if she was protected. I don't think that anything really happened. I don't think that Britt got in trouble for it. So at that point, Kenya decided she wanted some get back.
don't buck, because if I nut, then we're going to have a problem.
Kenya's response to Britt saying that and then saying, you don't know about me, was, you're right. I don't know about you, but I will. She took it as a challenge. And, Kenya's known, like, I am a huge Kenya fan. She is known to, if you challenge her, she's going to come back 10 times harder, i.e. bringing Paul's alleged, I wouldn't even say hookup, but There was a cast member who did something to Kenya. She brought a woman who had gotten that cast member's number. We all remember Tanya, whatever her name is. So anyway, that was the catalyst for what happened at the event. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, the event in question, we saw these poster boards. And this one might have said real estate hoe. Well, I did hear that Kenya gave a really long, nice speech, and a lot of the speech involved conversations about, Brooklyn. Let's see a little bit of this.
Because I shared with her that I have been struggling. I have been struggling in this salon to get people in seats. So I'm glad all of you are here.
Okay. So right after that, the poster boards come out. And on the poster boards, now this is what was in question, because there was a lot of bloggers came out and said there were things that were, sexual in nature. And that Britt was in various levels of undress. Well, that was very true. The other rumor that came out was that there was a superimposed eggplant on a picture. So it would be like a picture of Britt and an eggplant. That went ultra viral. As a Kenya fan, I definitely was hoping that it was just something superimposed, but I talked to an attorney, shout out to Simone, and Simone said she would be even more liable for a lawsuit had she superimposed an eggplant on that photo. What I'm finding out is Britt allegedly was a cam model. If you don't know what a cam model is, think OnlyFans before OnlyFans was a thing. Basically, you had a website or some application where you could share yourself undressed. You could share photos and videos of yourself engaging in some adult activities with a partner of your choosing. The allegation is she was a cam model. So the first photo that I heard about was her and a gentleman, and she was giving him an oral exam. And then there was another photo of another gentleman, and she was enjoying a different part of her was enjoying a part of him. It's the best way I can say it.
Yeah, it was like an anal probe. It was like
the best way I can say it, you get the picture. So these were actual photos of Brittany. Now we're getting to the revenge piece of it all. Was it revenge piece? So we did see that Kenya denied doing anything like that. The title says Kenya Moore denies showing nudes or revenge piece, promises to share proof. That's not actually what Kenya said. Kenya said, "Thank you for all the support, Team Twirl. My heart is full and my conscience is clear. So many false claims hiding behind anonymous sources. All of this conversation and no facts being reported. If a claim or a source was valid, would they need to hide? My life is blessed. My daughter and I will continue to thrive in a non-toxic environment where we feel appreciated and, most importantly, protected. Thank you, God, for covering us." So we heard the audio. So when they were saying that's a penis, yes. From what I'm hearing, the majority of the people were shocked. Some were appalled. And Kenya went right on explaining what she had found out about this person.
You are paying for all of that. Brittany does escort. There's an IT who put her emails out on flash. She charges $1,400 for appointment. You not only a hoe, you a chick. You all cover the magazines, being a side. I'm all cover the magazine. You all of those things. Okay? You over here on Snapchat. Your Gotti was like, Snapchat me that pussy, and you did.
So yes, it was actually this woman in undress. But according to an attorney, is it revenge P? No. If Britt was a cam model and she willingly showed these images or these videos to the public, whether for pay or not, because they are now in the public domain, it is not technically revenge P. So when Kenya is saying I did not commit a crime, that's what she's saying. I think in terms of Bravo, you have to think that they're in a pretty weird space. If you don't know, the entire production team is new. I can't remember the dude's name, but I know he was Carlos King's mentee. He actually was the executive producer. Eric, I think is his name. Him and his producing partner are no longer apart. So these are all new producers, a majority new cast, and Andy Cohen being sued for being inappropriate, all kinds of lawsuits about Bravo. And we're in a space now where everybody is being exposed. I think that that was a powder keg, and Kenya set it off. As a Kenya fan, do I agree with her showing this woman's stuff? No. Think about this. If she had just waited till the reunion and exposed all these things that she heard, like there are allegations of, Britt selling classes for real estate and she doesn't have a real estate license. Those are some of the allegations. So how are you teaching people how? I'm not here to get into that. I don't know. They might be baseless. I'm just telling you guys what the actual reasons were. If Kenya felt like she was not protected and she came out swinging, if she would have just done all of this without the photos at a different space and time, I think it would have been more palatable to the public. Because whether you love Kenya or hate her, this is basically what the Housewives shows are about. They're going to expose you any chance that they get. I can tell you that the production is working overtime. They not only have a really impossible job. They have to please the viewing public, get to know these people who they are newly working with. I mean, and you're going to have people like Portia and Kenya who are vets, but are now kind of like in a position on the show that they have not been on. Although they are central parts of the show, they were never the anchor of the show. So now you have two anchors of the show, Kenya and Portia. Taking out one of those elements is why production scrambled and brought back Phaedra. Although Phaedra is not my favorite person on the show, I will say that Phaedra seasons 3 through 9 was good television. Anytime that I've seen Phaedra after that, a lot of people say she was great on Traders, but she doesn't really give anything. It's just a lot of and little smart quips, but she's not invested in these shows. And if a lot of you had questions about how Phaedra eased her way on in, it was at the tail end. It was 1 minute we're shooting, we're trying to figure these things out without Kenya being here, and the next moment it is you're filming with Phaedra. So it's not like she's going to be on, like she's getting a piece, but it's not like she's going to be on for an extensive part of the actual show. So you have a new production team, new cast that people don't necessarily like. Kenya being kicked off the show For the RHOA fans, are you excited for the new season? From what I'm hearing, it's like a do or die season. If things do not go as planned, the ratings are not what they need to be, then there might be a recast or the show might be pulled. That's just what I'm hearing. In terms of Kenya is and will always be my favorite housewife. But I tell you guys all the time, I'm not above reproach, and nor are any of my favorites. I don't think that Kenya was right for showing those photos. Is it revenge, P? Technically, no. I just feel like wrong space, wrong time. If you're going to expose her and you have things to say and she's exposing you or threatening you with physical violence, with the pow, I get it. Get your get back. Do it at the reunion. Do it at another venue. But this was your moment. You are a Black female entrepreneur who owns your own business. I think that she has the only hair spa that does whatever those treatments are in Atlanta. Shout out to her for that. Definitely check it out. But this wasn't right, especially not in that venue. You can do what you want, but I think the general view from the majority of the public is, you got to be a little bit more demure with it. Anyway, that was the exclusive stuff. Now you guys know there was no superimposed dick on that photo. It was literally Britt in doing what she allegedly used to do on cam. And no, it was not the same man. It was not. Either way, you guys have a good morning. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Does this change your opinion? Either way it goes. One last thing. I did ask, does that make Kenya or the network liable? Does that make Britt liable? The attorney said, technically both Britt and Kenya could sue. Britt for, intentional infliction of emotional distress. Kenya could sue the company if she did not feel protected when somebody is threatening that type of violence with a weapon. So we'll see. We'll see. Either way it goes, both are very...
So nasty and so rude.
Y'all have a good moment. Let me know. Good morning. Let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Bye.